Hey friends, it's Gwen and I'm back with another scrapbooking process video. Today's share is for Cut to You and I'll be using the Jen Hadfield The Avenue collection. For this page I do have a bit of a plan and I'm really keen to get some of these pretty florals onto my page. There are a stack of these in this collection, so I do want to get a couple onto my layout for today. I'm also going to be going with some of the die cuts, including some of the cute home elements and these really pretty black and white butterflies. I like those as well. Now, I do have the pattern paper, I do have the sticker sheet and some cute little puffy gold hearts. And I'm really drawn to this pattern paper here. So I am going to team it with something that's a little more neutral, like that one, and then maybe the pinks. I'm not 100% where I'm going to go. We'll just see how it all turns out. Okay, so here's the photo that I will be using, and I will have a bit of a chat about that later in the video. And I'm using this cut file, which is called Van Life. So yes, it's a camper, it's a caravan, and absolutely I created it knowing that we were buying a camper and a caravan, and I knew that I would want to have a cut file just like this one. So yes, I went and created it especially. Okay, so I am back and this is actually future Gwen, hello, with a story to tell. So I record on my iPhone, all my videos get recorded on my iPhone, and then I simply airdrop them to my MacBook. And normally that's a very efficient and streamless process. However, the footage for my creating of this page seems to have gotten itself mixed up and is very corrupt, and it won't play on my Mac. I can't play it on my phone now. It went into like this weird slow-mo random thing. Anyway, long story short, I spent almost a full day trying to get that footage to a place where I could share it with you, and I've just got to that point now where I have to let it go. I'm really sorry, because obviously the nature of the creating means that I can't show you how I made my page. So I'm really bummed about that. I think it may have had something to do with the fact that I had done an update on my Mac, so it was running like the latest software, but my phone hadn't updated yet, and maybe there was a compatibility issue. I don't know. I hope it doesn't happen again. I'm going to do some testing though before I go ahead and record another big process. But anyway, I thought what I would do, so that at least you've got a little bit of information on the page, I would just do a really quick share here, talk to you about a few things, and yeah, I'm very sorry, creative friends. I am so sorry. So anyway, this is the layout in its completion. I do have here a cut file. This one is exactly the same as the one that I've used, so you can sort of see it all here. So the first thing I did was back to this one, and it did take a little while because there's a lot of little bits and pieces, and I wanted to make all the little details stand out. So I did use a peachy pattern for the little flag here. I used a dark green for the curtain top there, and then that same peach that I used in the banners, I've used in the curtains. I then went with the floral for the actual top of the van, and that matches the floral edge for my page. Oh, I did also add in some vellum. I thought it might be fun to add in a little bit of vellum in the window, which hopefully you can see it there. And I actually also did it in the door as well, but then covered it up with a photo. So yeah, I liked adding that. I liked how it looked like it was sort of glass-like. And then to add that into another part of the page, I did also back my photo there with a layer of vellum, so you can see. And that pattern paper there is that same green. So it's I find that really ties the page together when you have a border that's a pattern paper and then it's used in your photo.
And bonus points if you can use it somewhere else on the page. It just ties everything together really nicely. So yeah, this was a photo taken. This was the very first trip in a van. So those of you who don't know, we just bought a camper, a caravan. We've been wanting to travel and do a few adventures for many, many years. And we had initially planned to do some overseas travel. And then this whole, 2020 happened. And so we decided to bump forward our purchase of the caravan so that we could make the most of this time where we're at home in Australia. So this was the very first trip. So we ordered the van in Australia. They're really popular. So we ordered it actually back in March of 2020, and we only picked it up at Christmas 2020. So and this was actually our very first trip away. And of course I had to get a snapshot of our little setup there. And I did talk about it. Actually, I'll leave a link here. I did talk a little bit about our plans for this and me using this collection. So this is the Jen Hadfield, the Avenue collection. And I did buy it specifically for layouts like this. And now that I've made one, I'm really happy with how it's going to look. I think the tones in the greens and the outdoor shots are going to be really lovely. So yeah, so mounted my photo. Now, oh yes, I also have used, this is, the trees in the background here is actually a Christmas cut file, Christmas tree quad, I want to say. And I just really like the idea of making the layout, turning the layout into a little bit of a, what's the word, like a background, to kind of make it like a photo. What's the word? Like a picture in a picture. So I wanted the tree. So that's the Christmas quad trees. And then I thought it might be cute to add in some cute little clouds to make a sky of sorts. And these ones are, I've got some here to show you. These are from a lady in Australia here who hand makes these, and they're called Charm Creations. And yeah, so she hand makes these beautiful embellishments. She's got so many in the store, and they're all don't be worried. I usually only get the pastel colors because that's my style, but she has so many different colors and options, and they're really lovely. And I thought they were really cute for this page. I also wanted, I had a bit of a challenge actually with this little cute little squirrel here on top of the van there. So when I was initially pulling out the goodies for this collection, my daughter Caitlin came in and she was looking at the collection and the stickers and stuff, and she was like, oh Mum, you have to use the squirrel because it's the first page and it's our first trip. I really, really want you to use the squirrel in the sticker pack. So that was my challenge set by Caitlin for that. So I think he's very cute there. Yes, so I've added lots of the die cuts from the collection. So the butterflies are die cuts, the floral pieces are die cuts, and this bit here is a die cut as well. So I've decided to make that part of my title. And then I pulled out some really old thickers from my collection, so to create the word home, so happy home. And yeah, so that's going to be my title. And I really just, I set about, as I normally do, I set about locking in the larger elements first. So for this page, that was the caravan, my photo, and those trees. Getting those into a position where I was happy, and then locked down either by stitching them or adding adhesive. It was really then super easy to go and add the embellishing elements. So next up, because I knew that I had this happy title and I was keen to use it, and it's quite big, I wanted to position my title after these three things. So first with the big elements, then I wanted my title, and that was really the only place for it. And then everything else got built around that. I did think a little bit, as I always do, about how your eye will be led around the page. And yeah, just went about adding my clouds to create that background, and then the smaller elements like the floral clusters. And then very lastly, added in the puffy hearts. So I hope you can see those there. And yeah, actually the butterflies, now that I recall, the butterflies I added last. Originally the page did not have butterflies, and I do have, they were added the day after. So I had made it without the butterflies, and I had taken a break, and then the next day I had come back and went, this is very black, and yes, there's black in my photo, but I wouldn't mind adding a pop of black somewhere else. And that's when I found the butterflies and fussy cut those out and added those. And in fact, because that footage, it's only very short, about a minute, because that footage was done the day after, it actually worked. So I really don't know what happened there. Yeah, super disappointed that I don't have the actual footage for you, but I hope this video at least shows you a little bit about the process of the page and gives you a few tips and tricks for how I've created it. Okay, so I think I'll leave that there. I do hope that whilst this video wasn't a scrapbook process video as such, I do hope that the information that I've been able to share has been helpful, and that you're inspired to make something with this cut file, or with this collection, or from your, maybe from your family holidays. And if you like the way that I scrapbook, or the way that I chat about the way that I scrapbook, I do encourage you to give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already. I would really love that. And yeah, so I will see you next time, my creative friends. Until then, bye.